Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Little Tear Maker, aka Luis. I don't have an intro, so I'm gonna just say that this time. Anyway, today we're gonna be ranking game consoles. Everything from a phone to a Sega Game Gear. They're all video game consoles, and I'm gonna rank them today, right now. Let's get to it. Let's start off. The NES, S tier. You know why? I think this is the oldest console that I have on here. The NES, it was the start of like Mario and Zelda. Two of the greatest games ever. And it saved the video game industry, so S tier, man. S tier. The NES that comes after that. That's an A tier. I think it had better games, but it wasn't the it didn't hit the same as the NES. It just didn't hit the same. But it's a great console. A tier. I didn't even play any of these consoles. After that, let me see. The PlayStation 3. C tier, man. The PlayStation 3, it was losing to the Xbox 360 at the time, I think. I think the Xbox 360 just hit different. And I don't know if it sold more, but it definitely didn't hit the same as the 360. That's a C tier right there. I think it had good games, right? I had an Xbox 360. I played the PS3 a few times, but I don't know. C tier, average console. Next, the Game Boy Advanced. D tier, man. This came out like in the late 90s, I think, and it didn't have a backlight with it. Like, you couldn't see. Like, you had to like position yourself like right under a lamp perfectly to see what was on the screen. That's a C tier. Speaking about that though, I'm gonna put the Game Boy Advance SP as a B tier console. Same thing. It had the clamshell though. It could play most Game Boy, like Game Boy Color, probably I think regular Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games, and it had a backlight, like so you could actually see the screen. Amazing. You know what? It's not an A tier, I think, because it's not. Game Boy, the original Game Boy. C tier. I get it. This was the first one, and I guess I give it a pass for not having backlight. But, just because it was the original one. And it was a game changer. But C tier. Game Boy Color, on the other hand, B tier. It didn't have a backlight either. But it was colorful. That's what matters. B tier. Speaking of another handheld, let me go to the Sega Game Gear. That's a C tier also. I think it was better than the Game Boy, just because they came out around the same time, but it had a backlight. The screen was better than this one, but I don't think it had the games that hit the same like the Game Boy. It didn't hit the same. So the Game Gear, C. You tried, Sega. You tried. After that, the Sega Dreamcast. D. It's a good console, just, it didn't hit the market. I think this is where this was like the last Sega console, I think. Fell off. You fell off, Sega. You fumbled the bag. D tier. Xbox One. D tier. Why? Because, dude, you're about to get outsold by the Switch. Probably by the end of this year. In lifetime sales. Also, you have all these iterations. Like, there's an Xbox One that, doesn't take disc. It's all digital. What are you doing? And then the original cost when it came out was like $500. That's the reason you didn't, when they said, it's going to be $500 and the PS4 is $100, Microsoft dropped the momentum they had with the Xbox 360. You fumbled the bag. What you doing? Alright, after that, let's go to the Wii U. That's a D tier as well. Just because Nintendo, you fumbled it, man. What's the difference between the Wii U and the Wii? I don't even know. It comes with a little tablet. That's it. And the Wii U has great games. Now they're all on the Switch though. And what? It sold like 5 million. What's that? Nothing. Oof. Let's go. We haven't done any Sony ones, so let's do with the PS Vita. D tier. It's a good one. It has a really nice screen. You can actually use the PS Vita as like a second screen or the main screen when you're playing PS4 games. The thing is, it only has one set of shoulder bumpers, so the R2 on that is literally a touchback on the back, and that's so annoying. You're always accidentally hitting R3 when you're holding it, so you have to hold it in a weird way to not hit it on purpose. It's annoying. D tier. Let's see another one. PC. Don't mean to sound like a noob here, but it's an S tier, man. Just because like you could like play. You can add mods to games, but more importantly, on PCs when you play Minecraft in its true and best form. S tier. Speaking of that, let me go ahead and cover the gaming laptop. That's a D tier. If you're getting a gaming laptop, just go ahead and get a console, man. I don't know. Why do you want a gaming laptop? Do you want to game portably? Do you want to play PC games portably? No. And you know what's the most annoying thing about gaming laptop gamers? They talk like they're PC gamers. They're not. You have a gaming laptop, not a PC. You know what I mean? That's like saying, oh, I got a PS4, and then you pull out a PS Vita. Boy, what is wrong with you? No. 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 Next up. The MacBook. F tier. This is not really meant for gaming, but you can play games on it, technically. What makes it an F tier is, I can barely run The Sims 4 on here. I was running The Sims 4. It's like a 2017 MacBook Pro. This is a year in. I'm like, I paid like 2 racks for this computer. It was heating up. It sounded like a bomb when I was running The Sims 4. And it was like, it felt like a potato that was microwaved for 15 minutes. No, what are you doing, Apple? What are you doing? Can't even run The Sims 4 here. F tier, man. Next up, the Nintendo 64. B tier. In its prime, it would probably be an A tier due to the amazing games it has, such as the introduction to Smash Brothers. What else? Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. 3 of the greatest video games ever. But, you know, you fumbled the bag with Sony, and like, you kept on cartridges when you should have been doing disc. Should have been doing disc, man. You know, they didn't want to switch to this. They wanted to keep cartridges. And this is how they lost the Final Fantasy series. What are you doing, Nintendo? You're fumbling the bag. Could have been up here, but you're down here. Speaking of that, let's go with the original PlayStation. That's also a B tier. You know, it was the first one I think it had like took DVDs or CDs. I don't know what. But, you know, it has some of the greatest games. You know, I think like the Resident Evil series. It was a start of Crash Bandicoot. Also, I had Final Fantasy VII. I haven't played any of those games, but people tell me they're amazing. So you're a B tier. Next up, the Sega Game Gear. C tier. Never played it. But this is like the first Sega home console that really hits. You know, led on to the Sega Genesis and stuff. So that's a C tier console right there. Next up, the PlayStation 2. A tier console. You know, this was like, that's like the best, you know, selling video game of all time. When you think of PS2, I think of my childhood. Playing, I don't know, the Naruto Uzumaki Chronicles. Playing Grand Theft Auto 2. Games like that. That's an A tier. Other games too, but I've mostly played other games on the GameCube. But those, like San Andreas, that's what makes it an A tier. Next up, The iPhone. F tier, man. What are you doing? I hate when I'm playing Fortnite and I get killed by some guy playing Fortnite on their iPhone's 5C. No. What are you doing? I only use my phone to watch porn. Y'all out here playing Fortnite on it. F tier, man. It's a nice phone, though. Next up, the Nintendo 3DS. The original 3DS. That's a B tier. This is really weird. Once again, Nintendo, like, owning the handheld market, killing, Sony with their PS Vita. It's a C tier. It's a nice attempt, They actually sold a bunch of these. I don't think I have one. I have a PS Vita. I don't have the original PS, but, I don't really think they were cool. I had one to listen to music. I never played a game on there. I listen to music on my PSP. Oh, wait, that's the PS Vita. Hold up. Let me switch those. Oh, my God. PSP are up here. My bad, Kings. My bad. The original Xbox. C tier. I don't know. They had Halo. They also had super big controllers. They were stealing ideas from Sony and PlayStation, hustling, making their way up. I see y'all, Kings. Okay. Next, Xbox 360. I think that's an A tier. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. What else do I have to say? It could have been an S tier console, but they had that whole dumb thing with the red ring. So that should bump it down to B tier, but just, it's, I originally played GTA 5 on the 360, so it's an A tier. TurboGrafx 16, underrated console. B. I think it was a powerful thing. It was apparently a powerful console for its time. It should be a C tier, but Kanye, the TurboGrafx 16 is what put Kanye to start making music, so it's a B tier for that. Just for that only reason only. Should be an S tier, but The Nintendo 3DS, new 3DS, A tier. Why? Well, because it's, the 3DS, but better. Also, you could play the entire DS library in it, so that's pretty much it. Oh, this also includes the new 2DS and 3DS, and the new 2DS has a Minecraft version of it. So if I have that one, it would be in the S tier, but I do not have it yet, so just an A tier for right now. The Sega Genesis. That's an A tier, man. The Sega Genesis, I feel like it's really underrated. I never played it, but I feel like it was up there with like when did it come out with, like, with the N64 or the SNES, whichever one it came out along with. I don't know. I'm a noob, man, but it had Sonic, and that was like really good. I guess it was competing with Mario at the time. But when you think of Sega, you think of if you think of a Sega console, you only think of the Sega Genesis. So that's why I'll put it up with the A tier. The PlayStation 4. That's an S tier, man. The PS4 this generation is like the flat out GOAT among consoles. It's had great exclusives, God of War, Spider-Man. That's something that the Xbox One lacked. But and I think it's the defining console of this generation, partially because the other S tier right here, the Nintendo Switch, possibly the greatest console of all time. Yes, I said it. I love this. You can play 2K on the go, legitimately. Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Automatically, it has the best exclusive lineup of all generation. Coming up, Super Mario Maker 2, Luigi's Mansion 3, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Dude, this thing has exclusives up the wazoo. It doesn't have that great third-party support, but it's awesome, man. It's honestly revolutionary. It's an S tier because it's probably my favorite console of all time. GameCube, that's an A tier. It's not an S tier because it didn't sell well enough. Like, it it got outsold by like the PS2 and the Xbox, you know, and it was falling off, you know. They cutting off full disc, but no, they went mini disc, so they still didn't get all the exclusive games. I don't know, man. I don't know. You could have done a lot better, GameCube. Also, it's so fun when you think about like the original Xbox, the original the PS2, and the GameCube. I feel like the GameCube is the most nostalgic. Also has Super Smash Bros. Melee. People love that. Also has 2 Zelda games as well. People love Zelda, and people love the GameCube. Also, it has the hardest controller ever. When I say hardest, I mean cool, not like hardest to control. Although playing 2K19 on my Switch with the GameCube is impossible. It's really hard. It's really hard. And the final one, the Wii. Oh my bad. Oh, the Nintendo Wii. What have? It's an S tier. Why? Why is it an S tier, man? You know why? It wasn't the most powerful one. It probably has the same power as the GameCube going into the generation of the PS3 and the Xbox 360. But the reason why it's an S tier is just because everyone's played the Wii. Or people who've never played a video game in their life, they've probably played a Wii. You know, if you never played a video game console, never owned one, you probably played a Wii before. Even when I was at school, in middle school, during like free time, you could play Just Dance instead of like doing something. The reason the Wii's an S tier is because it's legitimately fun. It made like a gimmick fun, like Just Dance, Wii Sports. Those were just legitimately fun. Yeah, I didn't have the original like sitting down and you know, those technical games like I don't know, like where you need a controller and stuff to like actually game. This the Wii wasn't really much about gaming as much as just having fun. That sounded corny as hell, but you know, it's fun, man. Like, when I have kids, I want them with any of these consoles. They gotta play the Wii. Because that's just pure fun as a little kid. Playing, like, Just Dance, Wii Sports. Those video games, they're just fun, man. You know, they don't have, like, those big adventure stuff, which they do with, like, Skyward Sword. There's a few games over here. Some people get sick of the fact that you have to have motion, but when it comes to, like, Wii Sports, Just Dance, stuff like that, this was legitimately fun. Yeah, that's it, man. That's me ranking video games. On to the next one. Like and subscribe. Okay, video games over. Just know